don't think that we're going to vote our way into our freedom. I don't think that we're going to march our way into that. I don't think we're going to yell or we're going to demand. I think that a real revolution has to come about. And I think that we enjoy the word revolution so much in a fantasy idea of, oh, revolution. And people think a revolution is going on now. It's not. Revolutions are death, blood, violence. It's a whole lot of destruction, and you destroy everything so that then it can come and be rebuilt. Because the foundations that we sit on, the whole entire government got to be done away with, and they have to rebuild it, or it's never going to be fair. So I agree with you very much on that. And I think a lot of us don't want to hear that reality, that a revolution is not pretty, and it's not something online and we keep hashtagging stuff, or we have these great videos. It's not going to be pretty. But at some point, some generation of Black people have to take that stance, even if we have to give our lives, and we will. Some of us will for it to last. But you know what? We will leave something better for the next generation, or either we'll be weak back and leave it to the next generation.
You just explained the reason for the creation of the NFAC. You just sat there and in 30 seconds just defined the reason that we had to put together what we did. You just sat there and explained why America was not prepared to see 1,500 Black people organized with weapons. You just said what Malcolm X said. There's no such thing as a bloodless revolution. That don't even happen in the movies, okay? Revolutions involve two things, blood and land. And a lot of y'all are afraid to bleed for either one of them, but you'll bleed over something as petty as somebody disrespecting. So you just summed that up. Now let me talk about Black Lives Matter. This is a conversation I've been waiting to have for 5 years. And it shows you that I didn't change, the world changed. And everything that was this way is now this way. So let us go ahead and unpack this on Mechee X's show. 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago, I got involved into the pro-Black movement with the shooting of a man by the name of Romaine Brisbane out in Phoenix, Arizona. A man was shot down, and they claimed he had a gun, but he didn't. He had some medical pills. His girlfriend said the cops ambushed him, and it was a big protest. This was my first involvement in getting involved in a big protest like this, and at the time, Black Lives Matter was just a slogan. It was not an organization. It was a sentiment on the streets. The same way I'm seeing people talking about I'm not fucking around now. I see NFAC in places that ain't got nothing to do with us. It's become the mood of the people. You understand what I'm saying? The Black agenda, which has been around for I don't know how long, since everyone who's fought on that was still there. They didn't invent it. Nobody invented it. They just gave it a catchy phrase. And so when we went out, Black Lives Matter is what we were all screaming, because it was true. There was no organization. You had people from all walks hollering Black Lives Matter, and they couldn't believe that they was back to shooting people again and getting away with it. So the idea was that if we got in the streets, that we will get results. I don't mean meaningless marching and walking around. I'm talking about walking to a solution, because it wasn't just about protesting at the time. It was about going to have a conversation with the powers to be, that this is what we want, what you gonna do, or there's gonna be hell to pay. So all the way back in 2015, you can go back and do your research. All of the high-profile shootings, Walter Scott, Romaine Brisbane, Sam Dubose, the Emmanuel 9. I'm there on the front lines of all of those. You can go find that 33,000 people. I led across the Arthur Ravenel Bridge with no other group involved, simply on the fringe. Interesting thing happened. I know somebody gonna find this painfully here, and I don't mean to rain on your parade or jump in your Kool-Aid and tell you it's great. But now today, y'all are starting to see what we tried to tell y'all 5 years ago, and that was that the Black agenda got hijacked by the LGBTQ LMNOP agenda. And I don't care if nobody, how you want to say it, they came in, and all of a sudden, because I had my run-in with Alicia Garza and all of them clowns that come running up on me telling me you can't be the representative of Black Lives Matter because we don't want no Black men at the front of this thing. Okay, y'all do y'all way. Didn't know what they was talking about until it started to unfold. And all of a sudden, I began to see our agenda going that way. Now here we are 5 years later, and BLM ain't done shit for nobody. They done became this organization that collects money to further their agenda. And every time a brother gets shot down in the street, they the first ones out here singing songs and shit, but don't change nothing. We got sick of that. A lot of us distanced ourselves from that corny ass shit, and then they became this organization. Go read what's on their website. They don't fuck with with straight black men. I'm sorry, I'm a straight black man, and I'm still out here getting shot down, and y'all running around hollering Black Lives Matter. Fuck Black Lives Matter. We don't rock with that no more. NFAC is the movement on the street right now. We represent the black agenda along with people like yourself and like-minded. It took us a while to wake up, but at the end of the day, what you said is there's not going to be a revolution as long as y'all running around holding hands. We're bringing rainbows and signs to a goddamn gunfight. We're stronger than that. So the brothers will step back. So don't talk to me about what Black Lives Matter is unless you understand what it was and what they did to get all the strong brothers up out of there.
Absolutely.